shelter in the shadows from the creatures of the night. Tentacles that slither just out of sight. Dark curses conjuring an endless dreadful blight. Beware the evil that goes bump in the night, lest you give yourself a fright with Mystic Moon tonight.
I don't know what gets me, the Tales from the Crypt laugh or the howl. Every time.
Every single time.
I did not use any voice processing for that. Thank you very much.
Oh, straight up Jake right there.
Talented, yeah. That's talent there.
I watched a lot of cartoons as a kid. So Merle, what's going on tonight?
Jake, Wendy, we have a wicked team and podcast, the ParaNorthwest. They talk from everything from ghosts, cryptids, indigenous folklore, as of recently aliens. Who are you and what do you do and where are you from? I know, but they don't.
We are a podcast right here in the Pacific Northwest in Spokane, Washington. Yeah, and we've been doing this for at least a few years now.
Yeah, but I would say we've been doing it for real for about a year now.
Yeah.
Consistently.
We also give an Indigenous take on mostly everything that we talk about too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Listeners since day one, right here.
Which is wild because we started and we're figuring things out and just stumbling through it basically. And something just kind of clicked one day where we're like, why don't we just try and actually do this every week? And so you just set aside time and we have fun and we always say because we'll be doing episodes and we're like, what if no one likes this? And we're like, well, we like it. Yeah. So we have a good time and people seem to enjoy it, Mm-hmm. If we have one listener, then it's worth it to us.
Yeah. The beauty about your show is because I listen to a lot of podcasts at work, like when I'm driving around doing my thing, is you guys are very personal. And you come off as yo, bro, with you're bros and sisters, and
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of other ones is a nice fine dry toast. You guys are totally very personal. Is interpersonal or just personal? It's awesome. You're very easy to listen to and fun to listen to, and you always want to hear more.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. I think it has to do a lot with that we are a family that happens to do this. So we can, if Shiann will say something, I can deep dive into when she was 14 and be like, that reminds me of this. And she's like, oh my God, say that.
We do a lot the same thing, but we're not, blood family. So yeah.
Yeah, and let's be real. The best humiliation comes from family. So
100%. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can. Yeah,
we're a family.
We can attest to that.
We're just weird people, so we don't get embarrassed very easily. So,
yeah,
it's just And
in the beginning, when you tell people, oh, we have a paranormal podcast, people are like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
Weird. Yeah, they kind of look at you and they're like, all right, I think I'm gonna take off,
Yeah. Ooh, look at the time.
Yeah. So I will say I work for one of those big, Seattle tech companies. And when they find out about my little hobby and they're like, oh, you have a podcast, I'm like, I just like to tell creepy ghost stories.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's acceptable. If you said the Greys got me and did an anal probe.
I usually lead with that. And I have been probed. My name's Shiann.
Oh,
nice
God.
I forgot to wash.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but it's just, it's fun and it's funny and we try and make it very easy for anyone to listen to it because we're not like Merle was saying, we're not super serious about ourselves. And
Yeah.
you know, we do it at our house. I edit it, and then we just put it out there for free. And it's like, I mean, if you don't like it, then someone else will, or they won't. I have a great
You're
time.
loving it, everyone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's your episodes of your house hauntings is what hooked me, and which leads us to what are we doing at the end of the month, guys?
I know. We are so excited.
Do you want to tell them, or are we telling them?
You do it. Let the
So
cat
it's
out.
not quite
Let it out of that
as
bag.
top secret as you were alluding to.
We blab on the socials. It's fun.
Yeah.
So stoked. Paranormal Road Trippers are going to be coming up here. We're going to be doing a little like 4-day investigation right around there. We're going to be doing Spokane as well as this house that they live in. So we're all excited to see what comes of it, you know?
And we're taking Merle to the res, and we're just going to use him as bait.
I'm down.
I'm down.
We're going to dress him up like a colonizer and just see what happens. You know?
Merle, do they know about your background?
Uh-oh.
Merle is not.
I think we've talked about that.
Is not a settler.
Yeah.
His people
They know.
are.
They know the
Okay.
Métis. Yeah.
I was just gonna say. I mean, the spirits probably go.
Yeah.
That doesn't smell like one of those British people.
I smell no tea on you, so I don't.
No tea, no crumpet.
Yeah.
No, I'm not
false
getting Sarah
perfume.
Lee white bread out of this.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna do a couple night investigation actually at their house, and as Melissa Becker, one of Jake's close friends,
Hi, Melissa.
she
If you're
has
watching.
she has done so much history on your house
I know,
that
dude.
like
Stoked.
I'm not gonna say any of it. I want to, but I'm just gonna hand you the envelope and just film your guys' reactions.
Oh my god.
Because it's all about the reaction shots.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I'm nervous about what you found.
you should be.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've been
See?
telling them, I'm like, I don't know. Oh my gosh.
See, and we already have like the name for the podcast episode we're going to do after you come here. Would you say it was the Monster House, the conclusion?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's what are we did 3 so far?
Yeah.
So I think this will be
Yep.
the 4th and final. I mean, well, for now.
Yeah.
This house just keeps growing with us, you know? Different things happen and different people show up, and so we're just like, hey. And now the aliens, you know, because of
Yeah.
Shiann.
Yeah, it all started with me. We started off with the Gansfield, and then it was just like bang every time coming in like through the Gansfield effect, and now they're just visiting. Period. You know.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
I usually don't do UFO stuff. I'm usually a monster and ghost dude.
Yeah.
So what you talking about?
This is all her. She's the reason we have this. Okay.
So I don't even know where necessarily this all kicked off with the aliens.
I don't know how it came about.
But we started looking for like sensory deprivation techniques, and one thing that came upon was the Gansfield effect, which you look absolutely crazy doing. So I listened to white noise super loud in my ears, and then I cut a ping pong ball in half, put it over my eyes, and then I'm looking into a red light, where it's a way to basically hallucinate, but actually you're making contact with
Whatever.
it might be ghosts, it might be cryptids, it's aliens for me though.
Full on altered states.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and you can hear people talking. You can see things. I mean, I've seen I've seen a lot of things, including to like different spacecrafts, to different alien species.
Wow.
Merle, you have to get that on tape.
We'll get that on tape, and we'll try
Merle.
the North Head technique.
Yes, and
Yeah.
Merle, you have to do this thing too. So make sure if you have to strap him down, make sure I want him with ping pong balls on his eyes.
I will get you the shot.
Get me the shot, damn it! I'm the one that can't come because of my corporate retreat if I survive the next round of layoffs.
Oh.
Shoot. Well, maybe
Oh.
next time.
Well, now I don't want to do it.
No, you will do it.
It's the shot, and we'll be back from
You
all
will get the shot.
Well, what's funny about the Gansfield is it's not like a alien communication
No,
technique.
it's
Oh,
not.
okay.
No.
It's not like the CE5, or is it?
Yeah, no, it's nothing
Right.
like that. It's meant for spirits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
But also, we have dabbled in a little bit of the CE5 too.
Okay.
I mean, do you want to go ahead?
That
and
is-
talk about that?
That's Shala.
Yeah.
That is where I think it did start.
Yeah.
We did
We talked about that.
CE5 for the first time a couple years ago, and it was weird. It was just us three that did it,
Mhm.
and yeah, there was a lot of weird things. We didn't see like your typical like lights from afar coming in, but there were lights right along like a ridge line, and we did hear some strange clicking noises nearby. So that was kind of weird. And then just this last August, we all went out. We took a group of people, and we didn't really get too much.
No.
Well, you guys, they do the CE5. I can't like meditate or relax, so I take it upon myself to just be like vigilant.
Yeah.
Because there's some I can't be somewhere where everyone's got their eyes closed. I'm like, all right, someone's got to be looking for stuff, you know?
Yeah.
You never know. He could be doing interpretive dance while you guys are.
I remember they all went into like the meditation mode, and my buddy Taylor was next to me, and he also, was not meditating. And we were just quiet, and we were watching, and out in the distance there was a star, which I thought it was a star, but it would turn off and stop shining, and I'm like, that's weird. Something must have like got in front of it, and then it would turn back on, and I was like, okay. So I looked at my buddy Taylor, and as I went to look at him, he had his hand out, just pointing exactly where I was looking, and I was like, do you see this?
Yeah.
And it's pitch black, but I can see that his eyes are just like open and glued on it. And I was like, okay, so did it like turn off and on? He's like, yeah. And he goes, look, and it was going and flashing. And so I was like, what is that? And it kept doing that, and then it turned off. And I was everyone came back, after meditation. I was like, this light has been like turning off and like, showing things, and they're like, it's not over there. And so I looked, and it was off. And then about an hour later, I think we were packing up, and I was like, there it is. It's back.
Mhm.
It was just an odd, like, what is that?
Yeah, we don't know what it was.
There's no radio towers or
I mean,
airplane
yeah, that's
doolollies.
That's what I was thinking, it was like an airplane, but it stayed in the same place in the sky for
Okay.
over 3 hours.
okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, because
okay.
when I hear this stuff, I always think, are you close to either an Air Force base or one of the if I could talk, meteor, one of those weather thingies?
Yeah.
We do have an Air Force base nearby. We were on the opposite side of town, but we were like completely in a field. So there wasn't too much around us, but it was just something odd to note, I feel like. And ever since then, it's taken a couple months, probably about 3 months after that, we started having strange occurrences after that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what started it, if that's what it was, but
Interesting.
yeah.
You talk to them once, and they're clingy, apparently. I gave them a little attention, and they were just like, I'm in love with you.
Or it's like the mob. It's like, we might have to knock this witness off.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
Mm-hmm.
Whack them.
You might have Saturn's like Sopranos coming after you. I'm just saying.
No, I'll just make them feel bad. I'll be like, you wouldn't do that to me, would you? And they'll be like,
I'm thinking they don't have the same kind of feelings.
Yeah.
well, if they're hungry, I'll cook them food, and then they won't do it.
Well, no, if they're hungry, we could just take them over to whatever like steak shack you got, and we're good.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like, no, I taste awful. Have you had cow?
Yeah,
I'll take you to a ranch.
yeah. You don't want this. It's got all
See, that's the whole thing with the cattle mutilation. I can't talk. Cattle mutilizations. You
Yeah.
turn them onto a cheeseburger.
That's
It's
fair.
all over, but
Yeah.
the
Worked on me.
mhm.
I've never met a vegan alien. I'll tell you that much.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I was really trying to warn Mike. I was like, I really hope when you guys get here that like it's straight alien like ET stuff going on, because that's all that we've been getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least that's what we think. I don't
Yeah,
know
what we think.
what it is. But you know us, we just got to keep on asking questions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're going to try a new technique there. It's called the North Head technique. And Jake, do you want to explain it? This is our new invention.
Yeah. So, Merle, we might need some, there's a couple of things we may need. So you might have to stop by to get some of my gadgets and everything.
Ooh.
But I'll call it's a modern take on a seance.
Okay.
So superficially, it looks like you're going to do a seance. So, you come around the table, you hold hands, kumbaya, stuff like that, set the positive intentions. But you also set out a series of EMF detecting gadgets and ITC gadgets, because you wouldn't necessarily have a medium. So you would be having the spirit use those gadgets like an ovilus or a spirit box. Like Merle would be doing the Estes method, for example. So that would be ITC. So you would sit around holding hands and, just like in a seance, asking if a spirit is here, asking to confirm, setting things like the intention, maybe putting some crystals out. But then you're using modern gadgets for the spirits to speak through instead of channeling it through a person. And when we did this at the lighthouse at Cape Disappointment, if you're familiar with that, shit was going bonkers in the house.
It's nuts.
Really?
I'm here for it.
Yeah, me too.
Who wants to be the one with the blindfold on?
Sorry, I forgot to say, spoiler alert, we're spoiling our upcoming documentary and the major experiment in it. Okay.
Well, there were no details given. It was actually kind of a teaser. A cliffhanger.
Spreading the palette. Okay.
All I need to know is shit goes down. There's
Yep.
emotions and people are scared.
Now, as the will you put the one with the Estes method in the middle of the circle, the seance circle, or?
Yeah, they would be sitting like where the medium would be. It's just blindfolded with the spirit box on.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try anything. The things we've done as a group over the past couple of years, things I never thought I would do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially this one. We're like, hey, let me tape these ping pong balls to your eyes.
With the red light on her. Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like one of those 70s sci-fi shows whenever.
Oh, you should see. We posted a video that was a teaser for the reservation series that we're putting out. And you can see what she looks like in all her glory with the game going on.
Yeah.
I'm going to try it.
Yes.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
You totally should. It's weird.
Yeah, it's odd. I did it once and it's very uncomfortable. I don't like to do it. I'll do the Estes for, as long as it takes, but something about the Gansfield, I don't like sensory deprivation.
Neither do I. That's why I was surprised I actually followed through with the Estes when we were there.
He had a safe word, pineapple. It would be fine.
Yeah. I just don't like to be out of control of my surroundings. It is like my weakness.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I like that. We should have a safe word.
That is smart to do it like that.
Mine's going to be Lilliputian.
That's kind of long, dude.
Yeah.
No, we need to come up. We need to come up.
Yeah.
That'll work.
It's a good word. I mean, it's a word that you're like, no, that's definitely the safe word.
Okay.
Mine will be poutine.
Poutine.
What was the one in Witcher? Kumquat. Okay. The Witcher.
It's got to be something like that. It can't be like,
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Can't be, oh
guys.
shit.
No, that doesn't work.
Don't use swear words. That's
I'd say, hey, if I start crying a lot and screaming, that's my safe word. Okay.
There you go.
No,
But then we'll keep going because we're getting the shot.
bingo.
Yes.
Bingo. Get the belts, strap them down. Demonic chants.
Yeah.
That's why all the stuff comes out so good, because you just
Cloaks.
keep going.
I know. That's
Mhm.
true.
Mhm.
That is true.
I mean, we like deal in the uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole
Mhm.
thing of researching this stuff
Mhm.
is, and why people see it as taboo still, or why people are so interested in it, because it's very uncomfortable and unnatural.
Mhm.
It's the unknown. Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Now, oh, go ahead, Jake. I'm sorry.
We have a question in the chat from, you might know this guy, Bryson Noose.
Oh
If
yeah.
I pronounced it correctly. Sorry if I didn't. What's the weirdest thing ParaNorthwest has experienced in the field?
Oh.
Well, so what sucks is sometimes we're not all on investigations together.
Yeah.
Very rarely.
Yeah, it's
does
very
that
rare.
happen, but
But the one that stood out to me is the last time Shay and I went to the res. Cheyenne couldn't make it, and we were doing an Estes. Were we doing Estes method, or were we just running the spirit box?
yeah, we were just running the spirit box.
So we're running the spirit box down this road called Elijah Road. That's like, we feel has all the energies over there. And we're just sitting there, and there's no one around. I mean, it's in the middle of nowhere on the reservation. And on the back of the car, there were like 3 knocks. And it was low, like where the bumper would be. So there were 3 loud and distinct knocks. And I think we got this on video too.
We did.
And she's just like, go, go, go. And I just gunned it. Because I was like, I don't know. Because sometimes, like, you're on investigations and things happen that could be human, that you're like, that's actually scarier.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it could be rabid
Mhm.
short squatch for all we know.
That's true.
See?
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what comes to mind for me, though. What about you?
Probably same the Spokane Reservation. I don't know what it is about that area. And I was telling Mike that too. I said it's never failed. Every single time we've ever went there, something has happened. Like, we've taken a few friends of ours out just to go cruise and just to like show them. And yeah, we got out of the car, same road.
Yeah.
And there was somebody whistling at us, like in the middle of this like field area.
Yeah, that was probably my the craziest thing that's happened, I feel like, is we were just about ready to investigate. We all just got out of the car, and you can hear just like it was a distinct whistling tune.
It was a tune, yeah.
And we were all like, yeah, we aren't going to stick around here,
And it was our friends Hope and Carrie, who are big fans of the podcast. They were like, yeah, we want to go with you guys, like, onto the res. And so we take them. And as soon as we get out, they were all chit-chatting amongst each other. And I was like, shut up. And then as soon as I said that, they all hear the whistling. And I was like, back in your car. And Hope and Carrie, I'd never seen people move this quick. I don't know to their car, but they were in it. And the whole time we had like walkie-talkies with each other while we were driving, just in case we see anything. We'd be like, hey, check that out or whatever. And I remember we turned around and we're going, and Carrie was like, what was that? And I was like, I don't know, but we're not finding out. Whistling at night on a reservation, that's like
Not
a triple.
good.
That's 3 strikes.
Okay.
Yeah, whistling at night brings the evil spirits to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was not trying to find out. Some things I don't want to know.
Or the dogs, depending on what you're doing.
Coyotes. Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that usually represent when you hear it out there?
Could be multiple things. So if you're hearing it, it could be the stick Indians is what they're called. And you know a little bit more too about that.
Yeah, so they're really, really small, probably within 5 inches.
Mm-hmm.
They're really, really small little natives, but they're known to be a little bit more malicious. So basically, they will lure you with different sounds. Maybe it could be a sound of whistling, could be like sounds of like a party. You're like out in the woods, you're like, oh, you hear party, let's go, or just people talking in general. And so they'll basically lure you, and they're able to basically control your body enough to like cut you open, to like cut you open.
Yeah.
They're known as to be a little bit more like cannibalistic.
Wow.
So when we heard that, I was like, immediately, no. They can
Immediately no.
Immediately no. They're also known to scratch and to spit on you.
Ew.
I know, very weird.
Yeah.
Very
Mhm.
very not tight,
No, they're not nice. They're not nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dropped some links about them in the chat if folks want to go check that out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cheyenne's boyfriend is indigenous to the area, so he knows more about like the Salish folklore and stuff like that. And he was telling us, he said, if you guys would have stuck around, they probably would have popped your tires.
Yeah.
Like, that's a pretty so you like couldn't leave kind of a thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I was like, well, I'm glad we got out of there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good thing.
I found an indigenous. I'm gonna screw this up, folks. So excuse me. The indigenous pronunciation for stick Indians is Steyahama. Does that ring a bell?
Or is that even close to the pronunciation?
Yeah, because
I'm not sure. That could probably be
I'll-
the
yeah. I'll drop it. It's from Wazoo.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
From there. So yeah, I'll drop this article, and it's got like original encounters. If you read this paper with the stick Indians.
Yes.
Good luck
Yeah.
to you.
It would be interesting to investigate them in a safe way, but also get people's encounters, like their stories.
Right.
That's the weird thing about this, though. How do you investigate something so malevolent in a safe way?
Right.
That's true. That's hard.
I'm wondering if you treat it like a fairy. Maybe trap
Right.
it in a salt circle somehow. Use the honey and bread or whatever to lure it in, and then pop the salt. Do the salt all the way around, and it can't get out. Perhaps
See, with
that's
our luck,
That's all folkolour. So
I mean, yeah, that would be a
we'd put the
Yeah.
salt out, and it would anger it, and he'd be like, "I need salt," and we're like, "No, just don't pop my tires."
yeah.
No, they're probably just
No.
looking at seasoning.
It's Johnny's seasoning salt. Don't pop my tires.
Yeah, and like, is that kosher sea salt? This would be great with you. Hey,
Himalayan.
you got some mustard in your truck?
Yeah. If they'll let us leave.
That is a
Hot
good
dogs?
theory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd
I
be
like
interesting
that.
to try. I wonder if we could take things from that kind of folklore
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
try that as a experiment with indigenous folklore.
Yeah, because we've never done that. And I'm going to be honest, we have been way too scared because of exactly what you guys were just saying. Like, it's so, I don't know. There's something like, what are you going to do if you get stuck out there? You're in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
Yeah, and-
Right.
Night
Have a
3.
backup
We'll get the
plan.
shot, Jake. We'll get
Yeah.
the shot.
Oh my
Get
God.
the shot. That's all that matters. Get the, we got infrared, we got full spectrum. We'll get the
It's
shot.
gonna be me with my hand outstretched, and I'm just like, Merle,
Oh
turn the
my
damn camera off.
We'll get the audio of the tires popping. We'll have the zooms going. It'll be good. We'll sync it
We
all.
could make $18 million that way.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be amazing on YouTube.
Yes, it will.
You're manifesting the worst time right now.
Yeah.
We all joke, and then we go jokingly try it and look, and then there it goes.
I'm like, ha ha ha. There was a reason why I couldn't come, Merle.
Yeah.
New.
Jake's all laid up in his hotel room, and he's like, "Yeah, what's going on out there?"
Hey, brah.
Why are you whistling at me?
Oh my
Turn
God.
up the volume, Merle.
Yeah.
Put me on speaker.
Oh shit!
Yes,
Foreshadowing.
You don't get.
I'll learn the word for fetch.
Oh,
It's
boy.
fetch.
That should be fetch.
What's the safe word again? It was a big one. You said.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the safe word.
I'm screwed.
I mean, that's my safe word, right?
Okay, I don't know. Yeah.
Knowing me though, I'd be under and I'd be like Lilliputian, and then be standing there. I'm like, safe word. That's the safe word. This is a weird Estes. They're saying that's the safe word. What do they mean?
So good.
Oh.
You know what's weird about the Estes method though? I had never done it lying down until we went to the hanging tree the second time.
That's true.
Hanging tree. This sounds interesting. Tell us more about hanging tree.
You want to tell them?
Yeah, so there's an area, it's out on the Palouse, and it's actually there was a lot of stuff that went down there. It's actually a memorial for a chief in the area, and he was hung, and there's a memorial up there and all that. And so we just kind of stumbled upon it.
Yeah.
And we went out there one evening, and it was probably some of the most evidence I think we have caught.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, we had owls out there,
Mm-hmm.
which are not, the best sound to hear. And yeah, for some reason I thought, I've never done the Estes lying down. And, I was with all of them, and I think Hope and Carrie were with us too.
A few of our friends.
Yeah, so it was like safe for me, I felt comfortable. And it was so weird because lying down almost made it like as soon as it started, you just sank. Like you kind of just started dropping while everything was going on. And I was just like, this is the craziest feeling. And I remember just being like kind of panicky because I didn't know what was happening or like the feeling that was going on in me. It was very like that's like sinking. Like I was just
absolutely.
kept sinking lower and lower. And I was like, I don't get this. But we started getting some wild answers and we got some good stuff from that.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
Do you know the history of that land, that area? Would it be something that would call to your blood, or is it steeped in lore in that area?
So Shiann and I's tribe our people are from the Dakotas.
Okay.
So we don't know too much about the Salish folklore. We have a few friends that are from this area and things like that, and they kind of give us like insight on it. But it's totally different than like where our people originate from.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah. But we do sometimes, I feel like, use it to our advantage. Like, Shiann knows a few words here and there. And like, even though if we do go to locations like that where there is like some sort of indigenous influence, we will still try to speak some of our language, even though it's a different tribe, because sometimes it'll spark different things,
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Cool. Okay.
yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
Do you guys do anything for protection before investigations? Like, do you follow indigenous routes or?
So for the most parts, lately we have just been, saying, hey, whatever wants to come through. Normally, I'll go ahead and set the intention and the mood of saying, hey, only positive spirits and energies are able to talk to us. No energy can use our own energy, kind of a thing. We just basically set out our rule book for whoever we're talking to.
We do work with Shiann and I work with medicine regularly. Yeah, so we don't have to. I don't worry too much. We try not to go to places that are like have been too contaminated as far as like previous investigators and things like that, just in case there is like energy that's there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think it's a kind of a cool thing that we do differently because a lot of our investigations are outdoors, which normally people are like, whoa, we're at this haunted house, or we went here, and people are like, where'd you go? And I'm like, apparently the devil lives in the forest, okay? Because we've seen him,
Yeah.
It's just, and I always talk about like, there's this place over by Port Townsend, Washington. It's called the Doze Wallops is the area.
Okay.
the first time we went there, I told Shayla, I was like, this has like the most like old energy feeling, like old magic feeling I've ever felt in my life. Like there's just this, there's just that feeling where you're like, something like deep and strong is here. And I don't think we've investigated, like as paranormal researchers, like the community, I don't think we've investigated like natural magic and natural phenomenon like that. Because everyone wants to go to the abandoned hospital.
Yeah,
But it's
exactly. Yeah.
I mean, imagine, I would love to investigate a tree that was 1,500 years old. You know what I mean? Because there's got to be something there.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot like being in down in the Yucatan Peninsula and being there at Tulum.
Yeah.
That was the exact feeling I got from that land. Just that deep, deep, powerful presence or whatever it was. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it's just strong. And it was weird when we were over there, and I said that to her. It was like middle of the night, and there was like a fox that came onto the road and stared at us. There was a ton of animal occurrences
That were odd.
that they weren't like acting like animals.
It was weird. And
Were they shifters, do you think?
I don't
That's
know.
what she was like.
I know.
was.
That's what I said. I was like, ooh, I don't know what. Either that's like some sort of sign or that's something else going on. Yeah. You have to pay attention to stuff like that, because a lot of people don't. And yeah, I mean, there's something trying to tell you something. Yeah.
I follow the animal totems quite closely. Like if I see something, I will assume it means something, or depending on what I'm doing, especially with investigating, even work. Like today, I had a raven swoop in front of my work vehicle. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to be careful on my next file.
Yeah.
And Jake is going, oh, no, he's only on audio. But no, and then when I got to my next call, the guy was an absolute, can't use that word on radio.
Mean guy.
Butthead?
He was angry. And
ooh, okay.
Usually I go in pretty chill, but I more had my shield up, and I feel that the raven gave me the heads up.
Yeah.
I immediately thought about that.
Well, I mean, there's the connection right there. You knew that it was telling you something.
Yeah.
And then you got it answered. You're like, okay, thank you.
And just like you guys, I'm really interested in like land energy, and because there's an area up here where there's a big it's called the Fraser Canyon War. It was between all the indigenous tribes and the Americans, and thousands of people died in this one spot. And just there was no animal sound, no wind. It was just like gross feeling, like
It's
the
like
air.
Hopelessness.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then there's a tiny little cross that I still have a picture of it somewhere on my phone that said, here lies like 2,000 dead. I think it says like Indigenous or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh boy.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's terrible. I can only imagine the stuff you guys have in Canada. I mean, yeah, there's probably so many neat spots.
Right.
There are, and y'all got to come up here eventually.
I know.
That's what I'm saying.
I know.
We got you covered if you get up here.
Yeah.
I need to try poutine.
Dude, I'm bringing the cheese down. Don't worry about it. I got you.
Okay. I don't know.
You gotta bring the gravy.
I am bringing. It is allowed to cross the border.
Canadians are hot for the poutine, and I got to know why. Okay.
You'll see. You supply the French fries. I'll supply the other stuff.
You need to fry those French fries. Gotta be done in beef fat too. Let me tell you, God.
So we make our own hand cut French fries at home.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, you are in potato country.
That's true.
Yeah.
We
Right
are.
next door.
Yeah.
How close is Idaho to you guys, technically?
Too close.
Yeah, it's really close.
Stone's throw. Yeah.
Way too close.
Oh,
Maybe within 30 seconds.
you really like that one.
That's a
You
good
understand
zinger for
what I'm
Jake.
saying.
Sounds personal to him somehow.
You know.
No, Idaho is really, really beautiful. It's just, you know.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Hence, this is what. Okay, I'll just. I am a Western, Washington elite, and so when you say Idaho to me,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, there's definitely a cultural shift as soon as we hit the border.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like for people on the other half of the country, it's kind of like every joke you've ever made about West Virginia.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or being in Kansas City on the Missouri side and what we think of the Kansas side.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
We still love you people. We still love people in these states, though. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, we do. Yes, we absolutely do.
It's just like
it's ingrained in us too.
Yeah.
Knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah, knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah.
I have been to, was it Moscow? I went to the University of Idaho, right on the other side of Wazoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a perfectly lovely town. I had a good time there.
It's a true crime hotspot right now, Moscow, Idaho.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many people already want to go and ghost hunt?
Too soon. Too soon.
Too soon. Oh my gosh.
I'm awful.
I would be so upset if I were to meet a demise and like 2 days later someone's like, "Is anyone here with us?" And I'd be like, "Dog,
it's still warm."
Yeah.
I'm like, the maggots aren't even eating my eyeballs yet. Come on, people.
I'm like, you know what? Maybe I am a bad spirit now. All right.
This is how it
I'm gonna
starts.
make you think I am regardless.
Yeah, it's like you'll just say, like poltergeist vengeance.
I'm scratching.
I'm scratching. You think that's a demon? No, that's a pissed off college girl with press-on nails.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Oh boy.
What? Yeah, I went there. This is like my third glass.
It's getting canceled tonight, so thank you.
It's called jokes, people. Jokes.
If anyone listens to our podcast, this is like G-rated as to what we talk about. So.
Jake, you're gonna love it. You download it, you'll love it.
I listened to your episode, Merle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been followed home from an investigation?
No.
I always make sure to send the spirits back that have talked to us, just because that's how we were always taught in the more indigenous way. Thank them for coming, but send them back, because that's a whole nother thing if you don't.
Be careful with Merle. Wherever Merle goes, spirits tend to follow. I'm just
He's haunted.
Oh,
Really?
He's a haunted boy.
I
He's
think
a
I'm a haunted guy.
he might
Yeah.
have attachments.
I'm attached to him.
Really?
I
I
think we
accept that. I accept that.
Thank you.
Nice.
So,
We don't want that
At any
shot.
time.
oh my god, that's the thumbnail.
There it is.
All right, but I'm not making that thumbnail for him this time.
Well, Merle, when you're here, do you want us to investigate you?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that would be fun.
That'd be great.
That
We've
would
never
be.
investigated a person.
A living person?
Yeah.
I feel like we have.
Who?
Ish.
The,
We might
the-
need that story.
The old neighbor.
Oh,
the neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. That's a little bit more under wraps for ParaNorthwest.
I don't know
Okay.
what you're talking
I'm
about.
talking about Cole.
Oh,
Yeah, we definitely.
right.
Yeah.
No, yeah. This is, yeah. We don't mean to be those people, but
Yeah.
I don't think we're. Yeah. Let's go to the next thing.
Next subject. Moving on.
What does what does this say Merle does?
Yes.
Unprotected investigating.
That's true.
Mhm.
Yeah, he raw dogs his investigations to
Raw dogs.
Well, you do have a lot of good evidence, though.
I know.
I'm saying.
That's the thing.
Whatever gets the shot, right?
And he pays for it, apparently.
you got to sacrifice for your art, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. What does the W mean to you, and why do you only use W?
Oof.
Okay.
Now you're going to see everyone get uncomfortable.
Are we talking the creature?
That's fine. I mean, we've been uncomfortable for like some of the stuff that's come out of our mouth. So
Yeah.
Three for three.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Shay.
Well,
Hey,
All right.
sis. Nudge, nudge.
Yeah. So, growing up, that was like a big thing. And this is for tribes, I feel like, all
All
over.
Mhm.
Yeah. I would never want to encounter it. And so we do everything in our power to keep it at bay.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Any
that's for-
specifics? Anything specific that works? I'm sorry, Merle.
That's okay.
That works. Well, so we're very superstitious as to like we will not say the full name.
Say the word. Mhm.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
can bring them in. And if you're on a reservation,
Oh, you're done if you say that word. I feel
Right. You
Yeah.
could attract it, and boom.
Yes, this is really interesting. So, I'm originally from Wisconsin,
Okay.
in northern Wisconsin, on that Superior, from Lake Superior, and it was part of our common everyday folklore. It was kind of like the boogeyman of the forest.
Yeah.
We didn't. Okay, so mind you, it's a whole bunch of white people, but like we didn't. We don't have a problem dropping the W word
yeah.
when we're talking about it. But the takes on it were so very, very different. For where I was growing up, usually the W was some kind of awful European who got possessed, and it was that kind of emaciated zombie version of it
Mhm.
because of greed and all that stuff. Usually you have to be a no good person that's super greedy, committed crimes, dealing with money or possessions and stuff like that.
Cannibalism.
And then you get the
yeah.
and then you get the curse. But there's a couple of tribes, and they're Chippewa, Ojibwa. I probably mispronounced that. And they had the elk skeleton, elk skull and that was the version that they had, but it was more of a protector spirit for them. So it was kind of weird, the different takes by the different regions.
Yeah.
I had never heard of the W out west. It was kind of stopped at Minnesota.
That's interesting. Yeah, see, and that can make sense. So we are Ojibwe.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha, dude.
Yeah.
Trapped you right now.
Okay.
So, our grandma, she used to. She was a medicine woman, and she grew up on the reservation in North Dakota, Turtle Mountain Reservation. And she always told us, and she'd kind of joke about it. So it's interesting that you just said that. She would always say people or medicine people that do things backwards or opposite, that's kind of what she would call them. And so it was kind of like a joke.
Yeah.
And I don't know. She never really talked about it like other than that. She would just kind of keep it like lighthearted. But she would always tell us if we whistled at night, then they would come.
Oh,
like,
see, I had never heard that
Yeah.
whistling thing before.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
when I met these two, I found all new things to be terrified of. Let us show you all these terrifying things. And I was like, well, do you know about these things? And they're like, what? I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah.
I know about this.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's different. So the tribes in the northern part of the state, which would be Menominee, Lac de Flambeau, those were the big ones. They had the W legend, but in the southern part of the state, which would be Ho-Chunk, Winnebago, they did not.
Oh,
So it's kind of weird how the state pretty much
Yeah.
got split in half. About it.
interesting.
No, it's crazy. Yeah, and then you got the hoof woman.
Yeah.
A lot of tribes deal with that as well. Yeah, Cheyenne, you wanna?
Yeah, so there's like a few different variations of it. Well, one specifically, again, if you do a whistle at night, she will come. She's so part woman, part deer. So she does have the hoofs and everything like that. But she'll come take you as her child. Because I believe it was either her children got murdered or she wasn't able to have kids. So she would take you as her child if you were to whistle and keep you. Yep. So that was one thing we always didn't whistle about either.
Was her portrayal in Reservation Dogs anything
Yes.
Yeah.
close
That's
to that?
it.
That's where I learned about her. Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, that was interesting too, how like they did that, and it
I know.
could differ per tribe.
Exactly. Yep. So
Well,
everything.
sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Does differ like that. So yeah.
I
All
was sad
these-
that they did their last episode or season or whatever, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. That was.
They got renewed for another season.
It did.
Yeah,
They
Res Dogs.
did?
Nice.
Oh, I thought it ended in I won't give spoiler alert.
You see
I
the
thought
whole
it ended in LA when they lost, everything to the thieves and
I know. Yeah, that show it's great. Either way, whether
I know.
they keep going or not,
Mhm.
yeah, it was so good.
all these stories of like the folklore, it piques my interest so much
Hmm.
to where I want to investigate it and push the envelope. But on the like all honesty, but on the other hand, from talking to you guys and other people, it scares the crap out of me because
Yeah.
the whole what if aspect.
I know.
Mhm.
Like what is your safety word if all of a sudden I'm like, hey guys, look at it's W, but I say the word, then
Yeah,
all of a sudden your car stalls,
I
and then
know.
like this guy comes out of the bush.
And you're some weird mhm.
I don't think y'all would be impressed at me.
Oh my
If you say the word and we're on the res, I'm gonna get out, open your door, and,
Yeah.
and I'll say,
Yeah.
"You can have him. He loves to whistle. Here you go."
Just shove a bottle of barbecue sauce in. Get out.
But it's so true, and I don't know why it's so different for like indigenous folklores, how they're perceived, especially to their people, or like I don't know. It's at least like spirits and those kinds of things, like Bigfoot and all that kind of stuff. Like you at least hear about it so much, and I don't know if you get just desensitized to it
Mm.
or what it is, but it's so different. Like when you get out there and these
These
creatures could be out there. It's like, well, there's nothing you can do about it. You can't have a certain crystal. You can't smudge them away. You can't,
Well, that was
pray
like-
or whatever.
Like when that La Llorona movie started
Oh yeah.
trailers, remember? And I was
Mhm.
like, they shouldn't.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think you should do this. Like,
No.
I don't know if, like, because then I saw the first trailer and I was like, oh God, like, what is this gonna turn up? And I was like, I've been good, dude. Like, don't come to my house.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is so I've been getting turned on more to cryptozoology because I've been a ghost hunter for the longest time, and you always hear about, do the salting and the smudging. But what I kind of like about cryptids is Sasquatch doesn't give a shit about your salt.
Right.
That's not.
Well, like they had asked
But what
me,
if he does? What if he likes salt?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
He might
Like deer and a salt liquor,
Yeah,
that-
he
Mhm.
might like salty and sweet things. So when he's having his
Mhm.
berries, maybe he just a little.
Exactly.
like when I was telling them about like La Lechuza and La Llorona, they were like, so what can you do to like protect yourself? And I was like, in Mexican folklore, you can shoot them. Like,
Squat. Yep.
it works like that. They're like, you could get some rope and tie like a certain amount of knots in it, or you can shoot it with a gun. Like, we're down like that, like it works. It's easy.
It's easy.
It's easy with us. Owl woman starts
Very practical.
at you. Yeah, sure.
Efficient.
Yeah,
Mhm.
shoot it. Is it weird?
Mhm.
Shoot it.
Hey, I'm
If it
glad.
comes back, do it again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. That's why we
Yeah.
reload.
Mhm.
Everyone's running around with some was it salt buckshot like the Winchester
Rock salt,
brothers?
buckshot,
Yeah, rock
yeah.
salt. Swing some iron, shoot it with the salt. We're good to go. Oh, burn the bones. Yep. Salt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That will kill just about anything.
Good, yeah. Good point.
But
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Where else do you want to take it, Jake?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you're going. We haven't actually talked about the ghosts in the house.
That's
Oh,
Okay.
well, damn. Okay, well, Shayla has the best timeline because she she bought the house when I was on deployment, and so things were already happening, and I was, half a world away. And
Well, thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you.
So how long was I here? I was here like 6 months, and I was staying here by myself, but I was just sleeping on the couch. And there was activity almost immediately.
Oh.
Yeah. There was what sounded like someone was just jumping upstairs, and there were loud banging sounds and stuff like that. And so, it just kind of started from there. And then at some point, probably after being here for about a month or two, I had turned and I thought I had seen a full body apparition of a woman going up our staircase.
What'd she look like?
She had a long dress on. I don't know if it was like blue or white. And it was almost had like a trail. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Train
Trail. Yeah. And just kind of went up the stairs and kind of disappeared.
Do you
Wow.
remember what her face looked like?
I do not.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just kind of her from behind, and then
like a hoop skirt type thing, or
it
was it more of just a silhouette?
Like a Victorian era?
Yeah, it was. It was like Victorian era, like 1800s. Very like billowy kind of.
Okay.
Would a photo refresh your mind if one happened to turn
Oh
up?
my God!
No
Don't even,
way!
dude. Don't
Stop.
even,
Are
dude.
you serious?
I don't know. I do not recall at this time. You'll have to
I was
wait.
just saying, like, Melissa Becker knows how to do some research. She can dig up.
Yep.
She can dig
So-
up.
And she's
Would
in
it
chat.
jog your
Yeah.
mind if something just happened to pop up?
I mean, yeah, I remember it.
Okay.
Dude, I'm like mad nervous now for this.
I
podcast.
know.
I'm
What's
ready.
this gonna stir up?
I'm ready.
Don't worry, they'll just attach tomorrow. You'll be fine.
Yep. They'll be at my house.
It's okay. I think she's there's nothing negative here.
Okay.
So
Not
yeah,
anymore.
not anymore. Yeah.
No.
Okay, so like the running upstairs, or that's all stopped, or it still happens.
Yeah. So we activity got so bad that we had to call my grandma in to do a pipe ceremony.
Okay.
And so we had to have this whole ceremony because she said there were spirits all over in the house, and there were some things that she thought that had happened from a previous owner,
Oh.
Mhm.
and the beliefs that were surrounding her. I'll just say that.
Uh-huh.
And so yeah, I had seen some odd things that I had noticed as I had been staying here for a few months. I was finding like hair in the fireplace that had been burned, different
Yeah, it was right.
a
Yeah.
baby's
Wow.
bracelet, different newspaper articles, a book, like just like had been
Was it some sort of religious denomination?
Stop, dude. What are you doing?
Oh my gosh.
If
Give me some teasers.
if you think you won't sell this house, you're wrong. Okay.
It's nothing
but-
bad. Nothing bad.
But like, where did you find that? Did you like open up a room that hadn't been opened up in a long time, or was this stuff just like
That was-
laying around when it?
Throughout the house.
Yeah, it was just throughout the house. Like we just over time have found like really weird things.
Mhm.
Like we had we have a fireplace just right. It's just right in this room right here, right by our Christmas tree.
Yeah.
We were cleaning it out because we were gonna try to get it fixed and get everything figured out. But anyways, so I was cleaning it out one day and I had pulled the bottom of the insert out and I was like, gosh, there's a bunch of stuff, I was just gonna sweep it out. And I was like, I shined a light down there and I was like, that's weird. It looks like there's been like, I don't know if it was a book or newspaper.
It looked like a book. It looked like pages of a book that had been ripped out. They weren't like full pages, but there were like
little
Chunks.
pieces that
Yeah.
had
Okay.
some of them had been
Did
burned.
you save any of it?
Mhm.
I was just about to ask.
It's probably still down there because I don't think I touched it, to be honest.
All right.
You
Yeah.
can, you can have all of it, Merle.
Yeah, you can
Oh, it's going to be in the North Head technique.
Yeah.
go to
Get
town.
Get some trigger objects.
You're going to kumbaya right around the cursed book.
Yeah. I think, and then that's when I told Eric, I was like, okay, get me like a flashlight. Like, we got to get down here. I got to see what's going on. And so we found wads of hair.
Mhm.
And there was a baby's bracelet that was down there. And I remember this was before when he was more of a skeptic. And I said, I'm not touching any of that. And he took it and he threw it away.
You're haunted.
Yeah, I said,
Your boy was like, "Give me it." Yeah.
I mean, you could have one pissed baby spirit now.
yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
going to wake up tonight. There a lady in the house? Is the cat choking? What's going
it doesn't say me.
bracelet, you son bitch! That's what's going to happen.
That's funny. I love kids, so
Yeah, there was just a lot of odd things. He's even found our dog and him were down in the basement not too long after we bought this house, and they found old bottles from like the Prohibition that had been hand blown that were stuffed in our like walls and under the stairs and stuff.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah,
That is wild.
yeah, I know I should.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
gonna go grab it.
Okay.
It's like
Okay.
so it's hand blown. You can still see
Mhm.
the bubbles in the glass.
Oh,
and
wow.
On the bottom it says like 1898, I think it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
It's and I was just kind of farting around because we have like a unfinished basement and there's kind of a ledge that goes around the whole thing.
Mhm.
One day I just put my hands up there and was touching stuff, and then I was like, oh, and pulled a bottle out, and I was like, okay. And there's a ton of like bottles of like wine and like whiskey and all that were buried in our backyard.
Oh,
And
wow.
so my dog started digging up like bottles. And I was just like, what is happening
Yeah,
here?
I remember that. And like glass, I feel like glass pieces.
Yeah,
too,
a
though.
ton of glass pieces. Oh, she can't
I'm
find
sorry,
it
I
now.
can't find it.
Oh. Oh.
It's not up there, but we'll have it for you
Yeah.
when you get here. Don't worry.
All right.
So with the booze bottles that you found in the backyard, did you take them to an antiquarian or anything to try to date them, or did they
So
have dates on them, or?
not really. I mean, they were so this is kind of a funny story. I thought our neighbors were throwing glass in our backyard because my dog just kept on, like, I didn't know he was digging it up, but I would just go out there and there'd just be huge pieces of wine bottle and stuff in our backyard. And I was like, what is going on? The back is where the midden was. You're gonna have to help me out. What is a
I'm not
midden?
sure what midden is. Heather, what's midden?
I'm gonna Google it.
Okay. It
Yeah.
seems like I should know it, but it's not clicking.
I thought it was like some kind of spirit, like a fairy or something.
I kind of thought so too, but well,
Oh.
if the bottles were there, then the might have been spirits of that kind.
Yeah, I'm not
Mhm.
sure because it was just like shards of
Spirit
it.
trap.
Oh, okay. The trash heap, the midden heap. There was.
Oh.
Thank you, Heather. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So I looked it up, and it said spiritual middens, foundation deposit, spirit trap, or other things you put in to
Mhm.
pretty much make the house safe.
I guess instead of having a spirit tree with the bottles hanging on it, they had to maybe put them in the ground.
I don't know if they did that or if they just threw it out there and were like, hey,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
another
True
one done.
hillbillies.
Yep.
Mhm.
But then once we found the bottle that's fully intact in the basement, we knew right away we should take it in to get looked at. I didn't know who you'd go for that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I would probably just go to an antique shop and say, "This ring a bell, dude?"
Yeah.
The museum, yeah. It could be worth
Seen
money
this
too.
before, pal? Huh? Yeah. Sure.
Mhm. Mhm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very fun.
But anything recent in the house?
As far as ghosts,
Yeah. Or monsters.
not so much.
No.
Like I said, it's just lately it's been the ETs.
Yeah.
It's just
all the time.
Yeah.
now. Like all the time.
Can't get a full night's sleep. These damn things will keep me up.
Yeah, that's me too. I'm losing
Yeah.
sleep over it. Yeah.
Wow.
But also, like, well, if you're gonna
Mm.
take me, I mean, I reckon there's nothing that can happen. I will be a real pain in the ass up there, though, on their ship.
They'll
You
bring
know.
you right back.
I'd have
Yeah.
so
Right.
They'll boot you.
They're gonna come into the room, and I'm just gonna be touching stuff. I'm like, what does this do? And
Mhm.
they're like, don't touch.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the disintegration grace. Get the grace. Spit that
I'm
out.
gonna press the button.
Yeah, see, and everyone, you know, I like to take souvenirs from my expeditions and through life.
Yeah.
So I'll know for a fact if I was taken because I'll just check my pocket and be like, there's something I stole from them.
Oh my god.
I don't know what the hell it is, but
Work
Yeah,
out.
He's just
Shiny.
floating. He took the anti-gravity ring. He's just like floating.
They'll come back down and be like, hey, give us that back. I'd be like, what are you going to give me for it, huh?
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Put my hand on their forehead. I'm like, come on, get it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it
We
should
laugh,
be-
but it's terrifying.
Yeah,
I'm sure. What are you gonna do? You gotta laugh at it.
I know. Well, and that's what I
Mhm.
told him. I said, with stuff like that, with like the aliens and stuff, there's really nothing you can do.
Right.
I mean, what are you going to do about it? You don't have a choice in the matter. Like,
No, it's true.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure little tinfoil hats and throwing lake water on them won't work. So
right.
Mhm.
They're like,
She's willing for the tinfoil. She'd be willing to do that.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
yeah, we travel faster than light, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
We'll take a photo wearing tinfoil hats.
Yes.
Yes.
take a shot. That'll be amazing for Insta.
Yeah. We should.
All of us
We
just sitting
We
here with our
should.
tinfoil hats, just like, Yeah.
They
Put a little green light toward you. You know, put a little green
Mhm.
light toward
And a
you.
shadow. Yeah, the shadow in
Yeah,
front
yeah.
of it. Mhm.
I know people think we're absolutely crazy, but we
Yeah.
actually do this stuff. Like, I'm like, if it might work or there's a chance that something might happen, we'll try it.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, why not? Yeah. They can if you can keep them out of your brain, maybe they'll leave you be.
Yeah.
I would
Mhm.
like them to try and spend an hour inside my brain. They would definitely send me back immediately. They're like, this is
Oh
There's a-
no, we're not even gonna invade here. No.
they're like, do other people think like you? I'm like, yeah, that's pretty messed up. And they're like,
They'll just come up with a little Men in Black light and go,
Yeah.
nothing to see here.
Yeah.
Moving
Yeah.
on.
So, and actually, so what was it just last week when we thought we would try something different and try to see if there were energies attached to objects, because he has a lot of really, really old guns from that his grandfather gave him, and just different objects that he had left him. And so we sat down right here at this table and we were trying to work on some stuff, and the alien tones just kept coming through the
through the SB11.
that's
Weird.
all that would come
Yeah.
through.
And that's kind of when we're like,
Wow.
hey, this is apparently where the investigation is going to go. Because when you start hearing like CE5 type tones coming through an SB11,
Yeah.
you're like, I've never heard that in my life.
Hmm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just weird stuff like that. It's just, I don't know what's
It's
going
just
on.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then she just got dowsing rods. So we've been really freaking out about
Those
those.
have been fun.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Because I
I'm
watched the,
bringing an automatic writing planchette
oh,
To go with the Ouija board.
Oh
Uh-oh.
God.
and the pencil that we're putting in the automatic writing planchette,
Yeah.
or the pencil crayon, will be, I forget the serial killer's name, but it was in his cell.
Oh, that's
What?
gonna be good.
I'll have the name for you Saturday.
Oh God.
are you
I
gonna be
told you
okay?
things are I told you things were attached to Merle.
No wonder.
Well, yeah.
Merle goes
Yeah,
big.
no doubt.
Oh
Merle's
my
gonna come. He's
gosh.
gonna show up chewing gum and be like, "See this gum, John Wayne Gacy's." All right? Like,
I can still taste the watermelon on it.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh my God. Okay, so I have to ask, Mike, what what are the normal goings on with you? Like, what's
And
now?
We need a
Are you
base
sure you want to know?
define normal goings. Like, got a lovely girlfriend, got a nice daughter, got a great job.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Not the good things in your life.
There's something following you around or what?
There might be. We'll see. You guys are gonna investigate me.
We need
So-
the authentic reaction when the shit drops.
Okay.
So,
All right, that's fair enough. But I'm very nervous because I am very. Oh God. Oh God.
None of the research we uncovered should make you nervous, but
Okay.
there will be a lot of WTFs when
Mhm.
you're going through it,
I'm sure.
correlating with some of the things we've talked about tonight about your house. Kind of gave me WTF moments when you were saying some certain things.
Really.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, like
coincident type things,
coincidental,
right?
yeah.
Mhm.
See, but if you start telling me some stuff that's really intense and cool, your boy's gonna start lifting up the floorboards and like going through.
So day 2 we'll hit up Home Depot.
Yeah, don't even tell me. I'll tear down the wall. Cool back there.
I'll start at the fireplace.
Yeah,
we're gonna
Cheyenne?
have, what is it?
Yeah.
Was it going to be Telltale Heart from Poe? It's going to be
Yeah.
one of those
the
moments.
beating will just keep going. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta find this.
Where's that crowbar? That floor's coming up.
Nevermore.
Oh gosh.
We'll
Nah,
figure
nothing
it
too
out.
extreme. It's good. We'll have to have you back on so you can have a recap of your events of the end of February.
Oh,
Yes.
Gosh.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's gonna be good.
If
We'll
I
have
can
some
ask,
spicy
I'm
Mexican
sorry.
food. Oh, you go ahead, Wendy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was going to ask, Eric, if it's not too much to add, and I'm just asking, so if anything makes you uncomfortable. But when you were deployed, did you run into any areas that gave you the heebie-jeebie wiggles there?
So
Yeah.
I did something.
What did you did?
Do tell.
Sell them.
Have I said on the podcast? Is it illegal?
Yeah.
Oh,
No. You,
okay.
You
I
said
don't think
it on
it's
the pod.
illegal. I don't know if it is, but
Well, you didn't know.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's better if it's illegal.
and it was another country, so
It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
extradition doesn't
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
exist.
it's
Yeah.
fine.
mm,
So when I was in, I'm just gonna say a country.
Okay.
I it feels so dumb saying it out loud. But,
A lot of buildup.
my buddy and I had to urinate, and we just happened upon some very old tombs, like graveyards. And so we thought, well, I'm upset that I have to be here doing this right now, so I'm going to piss all over these graveyards. And I would not do that now. Okay, that was 19, 20-year-old Eric.
Right. Yeah.
Not me now, but
We were all young once. Hmm.
Yeah.
yeah, and you're angry and you don't know emotions because you've been raised by, a certain generation where spankings is how you tell people that they're doing bad. You don't actually talk to them.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so, I just was like, and we did it. We didn't think about it. I didn't think about it after that until I was I went to your guys' house
Mhm.
and met her. And then Shiann, all 14 years of her, was like, there's like something like dark with you. And I was like, what do you mean? That night was crazy. I cried a lot. She told me things about my life that no one could know. You know what I mean? And then she told me there was a dark presence with me. And I was just like, well, I don't know what to do about it. And about 3 months after that, I was out in the field on a training op out deep in the desert with my buddy, one of my best friends, Derek McGee. And we were in a Humvee together, in like a high back Humvee. So you can sit like 4 guys on either side. And it's just kind of like a canvas tarp over top.
Mhm.
And he flipped out one night when we were driving. And I was like, what do you do? Like, what's wrong with you? And he was like, dude, I swear to God, there was like this black, like darker than dark mass, like right next to you. And I was like, hey, keep that to yourself. I don't want to know it. Like, There's nothing I can do about it, so maybe just it's a secret for you. You get to keep that. For the rest
Ignore it; it'll go away. Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't know what we're doing or how to do this, and then Cheyenne eventually took care of it, and
Yeah.
now I don't have that friend anymore, which is cool.
Good.
Well, good. I'm glad you were able to resolve that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cheyenne,
Wow.
you need to exercise me if you find anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought she'd
Mhm.
be busy with you.
She what?
She's gonna be busy. You're gonna walk in. She's go, no, all this is wrong.
She's like handing out Q
Making
tickets
the
to all the
sign of the
spirits
cross.
that are on him.
Yeah, it's gonna be like on Beauty and the Beast when they finally cut his hair and comb him and all that. They're like, no, absolutely not. We need to clean all this up.
Mhm.
He's fixed.
Yeah.
Let me get a holy water hose here. Hold
Yeah.
still, brother.
Fill the tub. Fill the tub. We'll
Fill the tub.
Mhm. Mhm.
Here, you'll breathe through the straw. It's going to take a while.
Also, there is no safe word. You're done when we say you're done.
Yes, sir.
Cheyenne, are you sensitive? Psychic?
I don't even know where to place myself on the map. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm psychic. I would say I am sensitive. We kind of talked on this on one of our few last podcasts. What would you say? I'm like more of a medium in a way. I'm more of a medium in a way.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm able to see spirits and talk to them as well. And I guess just channel other people's energy and see what's going on,
Okay. Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool.
See, that's what I'm scared of. Not the envelope y'all get. Which
He keeps bringing that
I
up.
know.
You built the anticipation.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
You better not let me down, dude. There better be some real evil stuff going on here.
Yeah. Now
we'll
Merle's
see.
been on a lot of our shows, right? And he's a regular co-host, and I've never seen him this animated. So
Oh,
I
Yeah.
am worried about y'all.
great.
Merle is unclinched. We don't know
Yes.
what's going to happen. When
Exactly.
He gets out.
The reserved
Oh,
Canadian
with the raised eyebrows.
housing.
May the odds be in your favor.
I know we're gonna be opening up the packet like,
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Glitter.
You have to live here when you leave.
take it with you.
Mhm.
I can assure you there's nothing bad. There's nothing scary.
Okay.
It's just a lot.
Just some information for you.
Okay.
Yep, no, we're good.
Good.
Everything will be respectful. There'll be no demons, bad things.
Yeah.
Because Merle don't do that.
Good.
See,
Good.
we like
We'll see
that.
what happens when I edit it, though.
Oh my god.
Creative control. Shit.
Do, 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 do.
Eric
Not enough
says
jump
demon
scares.
one.
Let me get Beelzebub in here.
Asmodeus on
Yeah.
3.
God.
I'm interested in like the scarier, darker stuff, but it's something I never practice or pursue
Mm-hmm.
because I'm all about, like, at the end of the day, respect, and especially for like your property, your home, or whoever's house or place that we investigate.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all about the preservation and whatever history can come to light for you guys to help you with whatever's been going on in your house, or just to show you the wicked stuff that was uncovered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Cool.
what it's about.
I mean, we're the same way. We just investigated a house over in Idaho, and we told them from the get-go, I said, if at all during this investigation you don't feel comfortable, we will stop. Like,
Absolutely.
it's not
Yeah.
for us. This is your house. And like Shayla said, we said, you have to live here
Right.
all the time. So like if we say something or you're uncomfortable with whatever we're getting, we can stop at any moment. And they're like, okay. And like everyone else though, whenever you tell them that you're investigating, they're like, I'm like, is this cool? And they're like, no, ask it this. And we're like, yeah, see?
So
You
you're
want-
turning it up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
Excited.
yeah, it's fun to push the envelope because like I do that a lot, but I'd never go past the
Yeah.
envelope because, again, like with the W or like the the whistling, it's all fine and dandy to want to investigate that, but to actually do it, you don't know the repercussions.
Right.
Mhm.
And that's stuff that I don't want to find out, be it ghosts, cryptids, or like aliens. I don't. I would do like I want to get right to the edge where you get the photo, but then go back.
Yeah.
Going back, that's the hard part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're
Okay.
excited for you to come.
Yeah, we're stoked.
Cool.
Yeah.
Jake's gonna be on a retreat.
Oh, Jake and his little
Classic Jake.
I got a day job, people. I mean, this is the weird thing when you talk about you do is like we got a podcast, we've done some documentary. Everyone thinks that this is a full-time job.
Yeah.
No.
I'm like, come on, like ghost hunting stuff is a hobby. If it doesn't pay the mortgage,
Yeah. No,
No.
not even close. And
We
like
get
I said,
that.
we do the podcast for free. Last night I was up till midnight finishing the podcast so it could go live, 5 hours later. But it's just like, this is what you do.
Yeah.
And so when people are like, man, I love your podcast, I'm like, stop, really? I'm like, I'm so tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right then.
okay.
We went 21 minutes over.
Oh,
Oh
But
no.
you got to stay on right after this because I got to talk the after show
After
question.
hours. Mhm.
The after show. The after.
Mhm.
okay.
So I don't know what we got planned for next week, folks.
What do we have planned? The Wendy had one.
Yeah, Wendy.
Oh, but not for a couple weeks out. Maybe we should even take next week off. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure how
yeah.
I
Yeah,
might
yeah, yeah.
be acting. So
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Copy that.
I have an old dog and he's
Oh,
failing. So
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
Yeah.
that.
well,
it's gonna
we'll
be
send out
tough.
good energy towards
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, we were talking witches, like Salem versus Hollywood, the reality versus Hollywood, and got my eye on a couple other things and we'll see what comes along. Maybe just have an open mic round table type thing.
Yeah. Or we can do, because we've done BC monsters or Canadian monsters and Missouri monsters, we could do the Wisco monsters, because Wisconsin has lots of monsters. I already got dibs on Hodag.
That's not fair.
Let's go.
And we could
Get my-
always do, Native American monsters if y'all want to come back.
I mean,
Hey, yeah, we would love
Yeah,
to
this
come
has
back
been a
on
blast.
anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime. Okay.
Reoccurrence. Yep.
Yep, reoccurrence. So with that, kids, it is
Yes.
time to put the tales to bed for the evening. So ParaNorthwest, please stick around. I've been having problems speaking all night. With that,
Oh.
gang, we'll let you know. We'll let you know if there's a show or not.
Yeah,
Sooner
we will
rather.
let you know. And in the meantime, go Chiefs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who?
Thank you so much for having
Who?
us on.
Oh yeah, our pleasure.
Oh,
Our pleasure.
absolutely.
Merle, thank you for the idea, and ParaNorthwest for putting up with him to come on the show. I'm jealous.
Oh,
Merle's the victim.
All of the foreshadowing and foreboding aside. Yeah.
This is a ringer.
Yeah, as you can tell, we like to hack on each other a little bit here, but
We fit in perfectly then.
okay, folks.
Thank you all
well
in
then,
chat.
good night,
night.
and stick around
Good night.
ParaNorthwest. All right.
All
Bye,
right.
folks.
Night.